And yeah. So we're going to proceed. We're going to go through those questions and then have questions from the council, and then we'll open it up for public comment.
Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth, members of council, members of the public. My name is Rick Larson, I'm utilities manager with Butte Public Works. I have a couple of housekeeping items that I'd like to discuss first. Since I was before you last time, we have gotten some public comment and a lot of questions. So a couple of things I'd like to answer tonight and make sure that I'm hopefully clear on. The Basin Creek system is not for sale. We're not selling our reservoirs, we're not selling our dams, we're not selling our water rights, we're not selling our pipeline, our pouring, building, our valves, our pressure reducing valves, anything else. Nothing on Basin Creek is for sale. None of those tangible assets are for sale. Just want to make that clear so everybody understands that. Another thing that has a question that's popped up since I was here last. Why does this request fit into the Butte Area 1? And I think the best answer that I can provide was from Mr. Kineen's presentation to you in February. Many years ago, Butte used to get its water, its drinking water, within this area, within Butte Area 1. Because of mining, we are no longer able to use that groundwater source, neither alluvial or bedrock. We could not use the bedrocks or the alluvial source, and so we had to seek sources out of town. Mr. Kineen, in his presentation in February, put a cost to that of approximately $20 million lost to the people of Butte because of that loss of our resource, loss of our groundwater resource. I think that, that's the way I'd like to answer that question, because I think Pat did a very good job in his presentation. Today, I received 25 questions from the council. What I'd like to do is I'll just read the question and then I'll answer to the best of my ability. But if anybody has any questions that aren't on this list, I'll be happy to try to answer them. I'm open to any questions from the committee and the public tonight. I'll do my best. So with that,
as we go through, can we stop after your answer and then?
Absolutely. Yeah. Amenable to do whatever you like. The first question is, can you address the changing price tags we have seen for this project? The price tags really haven't changed, but when you look through your grant application and also the master plan, you'll see that we have several items that need fixing within our system. Each one of them has a price tag. And so it just depends on what is the needs of the community, what's the needs of this committee to fix right away, and what you'll, quite frankly, spend money on. I'm going to talk quite a bit tonight about our master plans, because a lot of the information that I have for you tonight is in those master plans. The master plans are pretty big documents, especially the Silver Lake master plan. So what we did is we put them on an FTP site because it's just way too expensive to print them for everyone. So if you could please pass these around, and it gives you directions on how to reach the FTP site for our master plan, so you can read them directly. Let me discuss the first one that was thrown out. Probably should have been thrown out by me, but it wasn't. The question was, what's the minimum amount that would do you any good from this, out of this bnrc? And I said 10 million bucks. Here's what 10 million bucks will buy you. 10 million bucks will buy you we will be able to finish our transmission line in from the Big Hole River. Remember, the NRD has been funding that project since their start, and very appreciative of it. We have about 32,000 feet of transmission line left to go from the Big Hole River. We've done approximately a little over 80,000 feet. Just about done. We have 32,000 feet left. For $10 million, we would finish off that transmission line at a little bit over $8 million. And then we would probably spend the rest of that $10 million on finishing up some of the distribution system on the hill that we have not done yet. The other project that we've been very lucky to get into is 10 years of distribution line work on the hill. Most of that work is done, but we have what we call orphans. We have some water lines that just weren't fixed over the 10 years. We would take the rest of that money that we get out of that 10 million and finish those up. Another number that was thrown out or asked about one of the meetings is $17 million. $17 million is approximately the cost of a water treatment plant. Doesn't matter if it's on Basin Creek or Silver Bow or Silver Lake. Approximately $17 million is the basic cost of a treatment plant. Now, there's a lot of other things that go along with the treatment plant. There's pipelines and in some cases pump houses and things like that. But when I was asked about the cost of the treatment plant, it was $17 million. That was one of the numbers that was thrown out at one of the meetings. Our grant proposal, as you can see now that we've given to you, is $26.3 million. That's an all-in cost. If you combine that money with the groundwater money that we're hoping to get, we will be able to rebuild the water company to something that all the water is filtered, we have plenty of capacity, and we have a really good system. Those are the cost ranges. So that's the reason for the different numbers, but really, you know, it just depends on how much money that we're able to get through NRD. Will tell us what projects that we do right away. Now, I'll wait for the next question before I go on. Any further follow-up on that?
So if you, for the water line, transmission line project, you said that the NRD has been very supportive and kind of bit by bit. Is there any reason to believe that they won't continue to be supportive in the final stages of that project?
No, there isn't. It just depends on what we ask for in our current funding mechanism, and that's why we gave you all 4 of our grants, so you could see what we were asking for in each one of the grants. In grant 1, the groundwater grant, we're not asking for the Big Hole River transmission line to be replaced. We're asking for that in grant 2.
Did you get a message from the NRD group saying that this was DOA for getting there? And would that be a reason to doubt whether or not the big pot of money is going to fund it?
I think I try to answer that in context. It's my understanding that the funding source that was DOA was on the terrestrial and aquatic grants. Certainly not this grant, and certainly not the groundwater grant. It's my understanding that the groundwater grant was not DOA, and I don't believe, at least I haven't heard from you yet, that our grant application to this group is DOA.
I appreciate your explanation of the sliding scale, because it was problematic for me when I explicitly asked as the first question in the last presentation, how much do you want from us? And you said $10 million, and then later that week I saw $17 million, and then later that week I saw $26.3 million, all being requested from our part. So that's a widely varying scale, and I'm not sure if the explanation makes any sense to me. I mean, to me, the answer is you answered 3 different questions in 3 different ways, but I still don't know how much you want from us. Is it 80% of the money that we have?
I guess I'll try to answer the question. My grant application to you is for $26.3 million. That's what I want. Okay.
One last question. Just as an aside to Jim Nelson, we had a chance to read our guiding documents. Specifically, our selection criteria places the lowest priority selection that we'll make as far as projects as to those that would be required to consider normal government functions. The maintenance, expansion,